Why do you then find it annoying and feel that it's got a sort of, you know, a sex element to it in the sense that men say it to women and women don't say it to men?
I think it's more the fact that you're being told to do something. If I'm not smiling, there might be a reason that I'm not smiling. And I am a very smiley person, and if I'm sat on the train and some strange man that I don't know comes into my personal space and goes, go and give us a smile, but how do you respond? And you don't want to give the wrong impression and say, oh, OK, well, if I smile, what might I do next? What might you ask me to do? And
But if a guy came up to you on the train and said, would you like a tissue, in an aggressive way, that would be aggressive too. Look, the point with this is enough, 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 enough. You can't keep picking up every tiny thing that men do and turning it into some aggressive act against women. Men don't wake up in the morning and think to themselves, what am I going to do to oppress and undermine women? They worry about their bills or their job. They worry about the funny pain they had in their left arm last night. They've got stuff to get on with. And what worries me about this is there are some really, really serious issues to do with women's safety, women's rights and respecting women right now. But when these feminist idiots come up with this kind of nonsense, what you're doing is entrenching misogynists, you're making potential allies, male allies of feminism, switch off and stop listening, and you're scaring and confusing young men who simply don't know what they're allowed to do anymore.
And is that one of the big worries is that if you take an issue like this, which for you feels occasionally like it can be harassment, but actually it undermines all those things that Andy's talking about, then you're not doing anybody, particularly the feminists, of this cause, any service whatsoever?
I don't think it's really anything to do with being a feminist. It's just... And I completely understand what you're saying, but as a man, you can't understand, as a woman, how many comments you get in a day, and it's exhausting. And if I'm not smiling...
But as a woman, do you understand how many times a day I see stuff on Twitter that's anti-male? Misandrist. We don't know this word anymore. Misandrist is the opposite of misogyny. Do you know how many times I have to read articles saying that because I'm a man, I'm a potential rapist, or because I'm a man, I'm not allowed to talk to you or say to you, cheer up? Look, I get... It's aggressive to go up to a woman out of the blue and just say, cheer up, love. But if a guy comes up to you and says, oh, cheer up, love, that's okay.
I suppose, Andy, what it is it's for some people, it's part of those subtle things which you're feeling the pain of now, because there's a bit of a revolution going on. Women are saying enough is enough about all sorts of things, including some of these issues you could be seen as smaller. And I guess what touches them is that why should a woman, if she's having a thoughtful moment, be there to smile and serve the people that are looking at her, man or woman?
Do you know what? There are idiots in this world, male and female, and when guys go up to you and talk to you, are you aware how scared they are? Do you have any idea how afraid a man is to come up and talk to you? And sometimes he's going to do it in a really clumsy way, and he might be rude. He's an idiot. Let it go. Or actually just understand where he's coming from. He's not doing it to attack you or undermine you.
I wonder if people do it because I think generally people are quite uncomfortable with people that look sad. I think we have a big problem with mental health and people being sad and not knowing what to do if people are crying. I mean, somebody cried on the train the other day and you could tell people didn't know what to do. And is it sort of part of that kind of gauche, awkward, cheer up, love, don't know what to say? I get it. It's not meant to be nasty.
No, I know it's not, but it never comes across in a genuine way. There's other ways of trying to make.
So what would you
smile.
like?
Just be more gentle about the situation. Just give me a small smile, and I might smile back if I want to. And that's
they might worry that it's
not. Do you really want a man to be, to use your word, gentle? I mean, obviously physically gentle, but gentle in his demeanour when he comes up and talks to you in a bar. That's not very sexy, is it?
Yeah, but we're not really necessarily talking about a bar. We might be walking down the street and not want to give the wrong impression by grinning as you're
Don't you think some men get criticised for being grumpy too? If you think about John Major, Gordon Brown, Andy Murray, they're always told to cheer up. And I get told by my mates, cheer up sometimes. And, you know, a guy can say it to a guy. Look, I do get what you're saying, but what I worry about is the more we talk about this stuff, the less able men feel to relax and be themselves. And then they're more likely to be clumsy when they come up and talk to you because they're scared to do it.
I just think that the women are sort of being labelled as they might be miserable or stuck up or whatever if they're just not grinning or sort of doing what you're asking. I don't know. You might not want to be approached, and that's why we're not sort of walking
We've had
out
a lot
with
of
a big
people get in
smile on
touch.
their
Yeah, they are
haven't we?
quite split on this, actually. I mean, we've got people here. Laura says it's kind of rude if someone comes up and tells me to cheer up. Patsy, it's annoying to say that to anyone. Someone else says it's harassment. Liz says, why do we need to walk around with permagrins to make others feel good about themselves? We might be content, but just not grinning like an idiot. But then other people, Rachel says, are we even allowed to communicate anymore? Soon saying hello will be considered harassment. No wonder people are unsociable. And Emily says, I say it all the time, cheer up, it might never happen. To which every response I've ever heard is, it already has, and they chuckle.
Because having a response ready to go might be the answer as well.
There you go.
I wonder,
Everybody
but the other
has.
thing, Andy, is that I think, as Kelsey-Beth was saying, it's maybe men don't think about it. They're coming up. They don't think about actually the impact that it can have if you walk up to someone, oh, cheer up, love. And actually, and that's the point. Like
Do you
you're
have to
saying,
say it?
men don't get up in the morning.
Should they? We want to live in a world where men have to think about every single word they say and every way
but understanding that
sit,
sometimes it can be received in a way that they weren't expecting it to be received.
Well, yes, that's the same for anyone. That's called being a human being. That's life. I mean, I'm talking to you now, and you could go backstage and say, "Well, Andy was a bit aggressive today." Well, you know, you have to.
You've got a roll neck on. You've got a roll neck on. An aggressive.
You can't ever threaten anyone
Bond
with a roll
villain.
neck.
You can.
It's
You're like a
impossible.
Bond
We're always
villain.
expecting chocolates from people covered in a roll neck, so you're not waiting
Well, I
for an
actually find
attack.
it offensive now because you're criticising my clothing
There you
choices,
go.
and that's very misandrist.
She is lovely.
She's definitely criticising. I was just admiring.
Okay, all right, thanks, Ben.
Andy, thank you very much, Kelsey-Beth. Thanks for joining
Thank you
us.
to both.